friend, that nursing design.
I think there's some cups in the kitchen there.
Well, we didn't tell you to bring your own cup party.
There's some in the cabinet. Spill your hand out.
Yeah, that works. There you go.
Yep.
Very pretty. Oh, that's sort of like, that's some design.
I didn't see a picture of our screen in there. Did you, Terry? From Commonwealth.
You know, that one thing that somebody said way back, I'd like to see happen is to make a wastewater treatment plant look like you intended for it to be there with good landscaping, some shrubbery.
When I done a class down at Ivy Tech, Dwayne Johnson was the instructor, I believe you guys met Dwayne. He took it to the plant, he wrote down Rockport, that he oversees.
Yeah.
It's up like town hall. Nice brick building, blacktop drive, the shops had that glossy coating on them, it was clean, but it was, the plant had been maintained and updated.
I'd really like to see that. I think it makes a difference in inspectors when they come in there, if you care enough to make it look like something. I think it's some kind of pride.
You know, right now it's, no matter how much you polish a turd type thing. It's,
Yeah. Anyway, that's just a,
That's what I like about these guys, everything they do, they've got to recognize.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
yeah.
Artist guy right off the bat, but they're experts.
This one's already
Oh, you brought the whole family.
They really focused on doing reports and taking reports and looking at
It's
that's the first time we heard that.
like a little something.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Somebody will take an interest in it. We're gonna do fine.
Thanks,
There you are.
How we doing?
Doing fine, man, you?
Not too bad. Been out all over the
Good to see you.
countryside.
Yeah. I'm John Myers.
John,
President
Vince
of the board
Summers.
right now.
Vince Summers, pleased to meet you.
Keith Beckle.
Keith, Vince Summers, pleased to meet you.
Doug
Pleased to meet
Benjamin.
you. Hey, how you doing? Vince Summers. Hey, right.
And Beth Haseman, our clerk treasurer.
Thank you. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So you guys ready to kick her off?
Clock's running. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, I guess we'll hurry her up.
I guess you guys pretty well know, the 20 and 10.
Yeah.
So I'll let you go ahead and get started. And
You should know that Dan's been down here keeping us entertained, up to date, so he's been working hard.
Well, one thing that I've been set the task to do is to introduce these guys to you. Both of them are experts in their field. Vince has been doing especially the finance side of it forever and ever, and Eric is an outstanding engineer in his own right, and that's proven by some of the things that you've probably read. They did some work in Spencer County. That's one of the reasons why I'm very pleased to be a part of the organization. With that being said, Vince Summers, Eric Parsley, let you guys go.
Okay, cool. I've prepared an interview guide I'm going to pass out to you guys. I know you're inundated with papers today, but at least it's got a nice pen attached to it. What I wanted to drive home really today, last time I was up there really enjoyed meeting with you guys, but was that the project is your project. It's not Commonwealth's project. You know, our goal in going through this is really to provide you with the tools to make the decisions that's in the best interest of the town of Odon, so that you feel comfortable moving forward and have a knowledge base to know that you're moving forward in the right direction for what your goals are, and really just to kind of get things off dead center and get them moving forward in a clear path that everybody can understand and appreciate going forward. So to that,
Would you like to sit down?
it doesn't matter if that works for you. It's okay.
Pull up a chair.
Okay. Kind of along that's why we put together the interview guide. It matches the scoring sheet that you have there, so it just kind of helps clarify when you're going back through this after we leave. Maybe it'll remind you some key points that we talked about through the course of the interview. So the first item we want to start with is really understanding of the project requirements. Commonwealth's been doing water resource engineering for cities and towns for over 40 years. This marks our 40th year this year, and we've kind of been there, done there, and seen most of it that's out there and gone through a lot of those programs. Vince will elaborate a little bit later, but he was even responsible for helping set up some of the funding programs that are still in place today for communities. But you know, your project's been studied, been out to the plant and taken a look around at what some of the issues are. Basically, you've got some facilities out at that plant that are just at the end of their useful life. We know the pumps are terrible, the inflow pumps coming in are terrible. The screen is a maintenance nightmare. If it's not cleaned and maintained every day, you risk having overflows out at the plant. There's just some valves that are dysfunctional, some piping and different things that are rusty and starting to get kind of bad looking out there. There's, you know, wooden planks on the walkways that are concerning. So there are some rehabilitation needs that occur out there. On top of that, then you've got the hydraulics issue where you get this wet weather, you get the wet weather flow coming in, you just don't quite have the capacity to be able to keep up with what's going on. But there's some good things out at that plant too. You know, you've got a really good backbone of the plant, extended air plant, concrete structures all look good. The blowers seem to be working really well, and that's usually a very expensive item is your aeration system, and that seems to be working pretty good. The UV system, disinfection system is working well, and it's a nice system. We've got a lot of plants that we've converted to UV from chlorine gas and liquid chlorine recently. The operators love it. It's very, very safe. But there's just some things. It's due for an upgrade. You know, it's just time that it's due for an upgrade, but we want to take a comprehensive look at that. And that kind of leads to our approach. When we say comprehensive, we don't mean just put the blinders on things that are broke. We need to take a look at the entire plant and see what issues you truly have, what's causing those issues. You've got the overflow lagoons, former lagoons have been converted into EQ basins. It's a great design. It just isn't able to keep up with the flows that you have coming from town. You've got the sanitary sewer overflow in town. That's a huge issue in IDEM's eyes. But quite honestly, one that I'm pretty excited about, because I've been in other communities that have those, and the most difficult thing to do is to determine how much flow you're having to deal with when it's going to the plant. You guys are pumping every time that happens, so we can do time studies and we can do some things to really start to nail down what that volume is. And I think we can work with the plant that's there and make some improvements, and maybe do a combination of things with capacity as well as reduction. I think another thing that we really need to concentrate on is wet weather flow mitigation. Last time we were up here, looked around at some parts of town, and we know there's some flooding issues. We know there's some ponding issues in town. We know south of town there's quite a bit of runoff that comes into the park. It takes a while for that to recede. If you're